With a plethora of console titles being ported to the iPad and touchscreen devices, it's pretty much expected that the touch versions are going to be lame, uninspired versions of their older brothers. Battlefield Bad Company 2 is one of the few titles to be sent to the iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch that captures the chaotic essence of its console predecessor, though it is somewhat lacking in its presentation. Bad Company 2 for the PC, 360, and PS3 had a rich single-player story, memorable characters, and an excellent multiplayer component. The touchscreen version does feature these elements, but they're much more toned down. The story here seems like a mashup of all the different missions from the console version. Something about finding a server and stopping the bad guys, it doesn't really matter.
Wasn't even that hard. You find that, what's it called?
The server? No.
You go in search of the Holy Grail or whatever and kill a bunch of enemies who get in your way. The controls here are your standard faux joystick setup that most touchscreen ports come standard with. One side of the screen moves you around while the other looks, and you can tap once to fire a single shot or double tap to lay down a hail of suppressive fire. The nice thing about this title is that the developers over at Electronic Arts have given you the option to customize how you want your screen to be mapped out. You can have invisible controls where the entire screen is your joystick, one button to fire, or you can give yourself both a movement control and a firing button. The controls work well and the game looks great. There are moments when you truly feel like an unstoppable killing machine. And it can be great fun, for a while. The unfortunate thing is that the campaign can get very repetitive very quickly. Run here, shoot these guys, blow up this or that, get in your tank and drive off.
Get out of here!
Yes, the vehicular staple of the Battlefield series is here, but again, it leaves you wanting more. The driving controls are clunky and occasionally unresponsive, and sometimes the game downright doesn't recognize when you've hit a target. The multiplayer, which is the primary selling point of the series, is by far this game's weakest element. There are only two modes, Team and Classic Deathmatch, and while they're fun for a while, boredom quickly sets in when you realize that you can only have 4 players in a given match, and character customization is limited to a few skin and weapon choices. Add that to the fact that you'll see more error than loading screens when you're trying to connect to a game, and you'll quickly want to go back to the tedium of the campaign. It's also worth mentioning that if you've played a lot of online shooters, you feel damn near invincible playing online with most casual gamers. I'm usually ranked last on Call of Duty, but here I found myself racking up kills left and right. You feel kinda bad after a while. Aww. What it all boils down to is this. Bad Company 2 for the iPad and iPhone is a good effort to bring the first-person genre to a touchscreen platform, but its technical limitations keep it from generating the chaotic fun of its console brethren, and instead leaves you wanting more from it. A lot more. Battlefield Bad Company 2 for the iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch gets a 2.5 out of 5.